What's up, everyone? My name is Tom Moore, coming at you live from the Spyderco Millie PM2 Pair 3 Club. And today we're going to do some live sharpening, like always. I was about to start doing this, about to start sharpening, and I realized it's a waste if I don't put it on video. So I paused. That's why it's already in the clamps, though, because I was going to sharpen, and I go, no, this knife is too cool to not do it on video. So we're doing a Hinderer. This is kind of a cool one of my favorites I've seen anyway. It is MagnaCut, and it is clamped like this because there's a flat spot right here, and then it goes off into like a saber swedge. So this isn't flat. This slopes backwards. So there's just one little flat spot right here, which is holding the whole thing, but this clamp is really good and it's holding it in place. So that's how we're clamped. So let's throw some tape on it. The most important step, protection. So I tape right to the very end of the edge. Tape up over the ricasso and the handle, anywhere the stone can touch. Just make sure anywhere the stone can touch has a piece of tape on it. Like that. That will save you a lot of headaches and it'll make sharpening a lot faster because you don't have to be so careful at the heel. You have a little bumper there. Okay. Just throw some Sharpie on here. Don't really know what this is going to be at. Let's guess. Let's guess 23 degrees. Let's see what it is. I have no idea. It's a Hinderer. I did a Hinderer the other day that was 28 degrees. It was really, but it had a really small bevel. This one's bevel's bigger than that one was. Oh, what up, Timmy T? Watching live. Doing some sharpening. Let's check what we got here. So we're going to go higher angle. Higher angle. Ooh, now we're getting there. A little bit more. Okay, I found a good spot right there. There's the whole edge off. Let's check this side. This side's a little bit too, just a touch too high. Go down a little bit. Now we're going to see what, there we go, angle this is at. For what I was doing for a second. Okay, zero it. So we're at 24.3 degrees. Let's see what 24 even looks like. Okay, so I put it at 24 degrees. Let's redo the Sharpie. I like to go do like a near number. Sharpie works too, but I like to add a degree or a half degree. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, that still works. The most important step of sharpening is getting this angle dialed in if you don't want to spend a long time. So get the angle to where you're not having to take off a lot of material and you won't have to sharpen as much. Okay. I always start in presentation side. For me, just keep track of how many times I've flipped the knife. Check my angle stop. Okay, good. Sharpen away time. Taking the Sharpie all the way off, all the way at the edge. The edge is pretty even. Not a bad factory bevel. And try to point the tip up a little bit. This is Magna-Cut. Let's see if I can tell the difference between this and anything else. Honestly, most steels feel pretty similar to sharpen to me. Magna-Cut I've had pretty good experience with getting a burr fast, and this feels like it's already there. Sharpie this again just to make sure. So when tips are good, I try to leave them alone. But sometimes they need to be profiled all the way to the very end to make them look nice. This one's got a little bit of black Sharpie at the very tip. The only place on the edge it's got it. Other than that, my tip on tips is if they're fine, try to avoid them unless you are able to fix them. So let's check for a burr. This steel's pretty easy to sharpen. We're doing our pass. I got a burr on most of the edge, it feels like. Yeah, we got a burr, so let's do another pass. With apex it. We're just doing this one satin, so we don't have to worry about anything besides just getting sharp and getting well profiled. I like doing satin edges like this a lot. Satin edges on nice knives can look really good. Be sure to get the heel. Let's check for a burr again. Make sure. Yep, we got a burr all the way up. Okay, we're profiled on that side. That's good. We're done with it. This will be a pretty quick edge. Oh, I forgot to pre-cut. I always do that. I always get excited when I'm sharpening. And I just throw it in the clamp, and I never see how sharp it was to start with. So I assume it wasn't super sharp. I don't know. I didn't get to test it before I threw it in here. Okay. Yep, we got a burr. This is pretty nice to sharpen steel. This is Magna-Cut again. That's forming a nice little burr. It's semi-visible. It didn't take a lot of work. We didn't have to do a lot of reprofiling though. This edge is pretty well done from the factory. So 400 grit, half stone CBN stone. This won't take us much time. I'm learning when you sharpen, less is more. The less material you remove, the better, obviously. But I just feel like when you work something too long, it loses its bite. So this will be a quick hit with the 400 grit stone. getting these big scratches out. This is satin edge. You won't really need anything other than everything lining up. All the scratches nice and symmetrical. That's why I do these forward strokes like this. Now I just do one more pass. Try to kill any burr that's there. Just check for evenness of the edge. It looks great. And I've been trying to experiment without using strops, but I think I need to use a strop still at 400 grit. My polished edges I've been kind of not using strops. These stones give me good enough results. I'm just going to grab a strop. It doesn't really have much diamond left on it. It's really just leather at this point, but I'm just going to pull any burr off the edge just in case it's still there. Adjust up a half a degree to compensate for the thickness. There we go. Just going to give it a quick strop, clean it up. Line up the fibers of the edge, or whatevs. Pull off any extra burr. Okay, we're good to go. Let's take it out of the clamps, do a cut test. That was I'm really surprised sometimes knives are just really simple. That was very simple. That was a very nice edge to start with, and the steel worked really well. It cooperated. I like it. That's great for a 24-degree edge. It's fantastic. Okay, that works. So now let's take off this tape. I'm going to need to get more of this pretty soon, but take some gunny glow and a magic eraser somewhere up here. Clean up any tape residue, but mainly trying to get the Sharpie ghost off the top of the bevel, anywhere the Sharpie still on the edge. It's the main thing I'm doing. And if you don't do that with a magic eraser, it can be a pain in the ass to get off. There we go. See if I can open this. There we go. Whoa, that is good that happened right here. A screw just fell out. So let's put that back in for the guy. What size screw is this? Is it T6? Odd. Maybe that's why it was being difficult to open a little bit. Okay, well, please note that screw backed out, so watch it. There we go. Now it feels a little bit different. Pretty cool knife. Let's give it a wipe down with a chamois cloth. Clean chamois cloth. This stuff is like $10 for 5 square feet on Amazon, called chamois cloth. It's for washing your car. It's my favorite knife-related cleaner. It wipes off blades so nice. It sucks up all the oil, gets off fingerprints immediately. It leaves everything nice and dry, no lint. Way better than microfiber. So yeah, I guess we can do another knife while we're here. Since that one didn't take too long. That was a fun one. I like doing that. Now we're going to do a McNeese. I've done a few of these. These are pretty cool though. American made knife. This one is made of Magna Cut. Familiar, huh? Yeah, this one's got really good action for a McNeese. Like really good for McNeese. Sometimes they're difficult to open. This one's fantastic though. Like it. Okay, so we got a flat spot right here. We're going to clamp it right there. If you're using clamps like this, I suggest either plastic dipping them like this. This is like rubberized plastic, or using a piece of aforementioned chamois cloth in the clamps to protect knives. But if you're wondering what this is plastic tip. Okay. Sharpie up. Throw some tape on. Yeah, I need to get back in the swing of sharpening. Like I've been really, I'm a procrastinator, and it's hard for me to get motivated to do things I don't have to do necessarily. And I was sharpening a ton earlier this year because I was mentally unwell, and it was the only way I could get it out of my head was to sharpen. So I sharpened a ton, but I started feeling really good. And now it's like more effort to get me in here to sharpen. Still love it. It's just hard to get motivated. So I'm trying to bust this order out. So let's just try to do more than one knife. Okay, McNeese. I guess it's 20-ish. Who knows? Let's find out. Sure, we cleared the thumb stud. Yep. Too high. Let's drop it down. This is the critical step. Finding the right angle that pulls off the edge the cleanest with the Sharpie. That's not bad. It's a little bit high. Nice and clean. That's pretty solid. Let's do that on. Let's see what angle this is first. Exactly 20 degrees. I called it. Okay, so that's where we're going to probably sharpen at if this lines up. Which it does. Okay, so from the factory, this is a 20-degree edge. We're starting with 150 grit Halfstone CBN. This bevel looks like we'll have some profiling to do towards the tip for sure. The angle kind of goes more shallow, so we're going to take that back a little bit. Other than that, it looks pretty simple. We got our tape on. Don't really have anything to hit, so shouldn't be too bad. So down here, this is lining up really nicely. Around the bend, got a little bit of work to do. We're going to work a tip like this, going perpendicular to the tip. Trying not to roll the stone. Tip's always underneath the stone. And now I can see what we got left. We got a little bit of black right there I got to pull out, which means we're taking the angle and making it a little bit steeper. So we just got to get the rest of that out so it matches the rest of the edge. This is the kind of stuff that if you want, like, this is not necessary. Like, right, I can sharpen it without doing this, but you don't want that. If you want a professionally done edge, you want it to be nice and profiled throughout the whole edge. So this is not necessary to sharpen a knife, but it's necessary for me when I do sharpen a knife that I make edges look completely uniform throughout their length. No shadows or low spots. We got quite a big burr on the backside, so we're going to stop that for now, and we'll work the other side and then come back. So let's see if we can work up a burr for the rest of the edge. Okay, let's flip it. We got a visual burr here, not so much at the heel. We definitely have it right here, and it's mega burr up here. It's like a big old hook, so we got to even that out. You can kind of feel the burr, but yeah, got some more work to do with the heel on the other side. Feels like, just to make sure it's all sharpened to the very end of the edge. But this side's pretty well lined right up at 20 degrees. Same thing around the bend. We're going to have a little bit of profiling to do. A big old burr to work down. I don't like doing tips as much on the clip side. They are more difficult to keep the stone from rolling, so make sure you implement your finger underneath the tip to keep it from rolling off. And this side's looking quite nice. So we got rid of the burr. Got a little more, a little bit more black right there we got to work off, but this side's tip's pretty good shape. We do got a big burr already that's flipped over from this side. I say it's good for now on this side. We'll do one more pass and finish it up. Trying to get to the very end of this tip as well. I've got some, I'm going to work this perpendicularly. Okay, let's flip, see how we're doing on the burr. Feels like we got it here. We got a big time around the bend to the tip, so we got to bend that back. Do a little more tip here. Try to get the rest of the black Sharpie off. The little divot that's here. We're getting there. We're almost there. Yeah, this felt like from the factory, the tip angle went from 20 to more shallow right at the tip. So we're pulling back the edge to make it steeper. The rest of the edge is right on 20 already. So we're just doing some passes here to make sure we got a full burr all the way to the very heel. I'm just going to do some strokes at the heel to make sure we're all the way sharpened. Okay, I think we're just about there on this tip. Maybe one more pass. Let's do this side. This is important to not let the stone roll off the end of the edge, or you'll get a rolled tip, or you'll get a rounded profile in it. It's one of the little details that can ruin an edge. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think we're going to do one more pass on both sides. Just try to get to the very, very tip done. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty much done. Okay, we're going to say that's good. Again, we're still using the 150 grit stone. This is what I profile with. These are pretty good finish. So I've still got a little bit to do on tip. There we go. Let's check this out again. Make sure we're all good in the hood. Still got a little more I want to tackle on this tip just to make it look really nice. And work this burr down a little bit maybe. I'm going to say that's good. That'll look fine. Lining all the scratches up. Try and knock down the burr a little bit before we jump up to 400 grit, especially at the tip. Okay. It's looking really good. Okay, 400 grit. Again, this is just not, the stone does not need a ton of work. It doesn't need a ton of passes. It doesn't need a lot of work to make it done and finished looking. This 400 grit works very quickly, like 1 or 2 passes and everything's looking nice and satiny. But it will take scratches out pretty well. That's looking good. We'll do 2 passes. Let's see how this tip looks when I get the stone all the way done. There we go. Okay, let's confirm everything looks nice and matte with no paneling or no other spots. I love 400 grit finish. These stones leave beautiful satin edges. I love doing them. They're sharp as shit. They're very nice looking. They're very square, even bevel. Great for heels. They're just awesome. Okay, this side is done. So we were at 20 degrees. Let's throw a strap on. I need to put, there's basically nothing on this strap. It's basically just leather at this point, but we're not trying to polish anything. So I don't know. I just need to put more emulsion on. I have it. I always forget. Okay, drop it by half a degree to compensate for the thickness of the strap. Pull off any burr. Ooh, this is a nice looking edge. Okay, bust it out. Ooh, it's got a cool clip on it. I'm guessing it's probably a Lynch clip, but it's a machine clip. It's pretty nice. It's not just a bent titanium clip. Do a cut test. Little curly doodles with that. So 20 grit or 20 degree, 400 grit edge, cuts like a pro. Tips not 100% evened out. I didn't want to take any more material off than I had to. Like I said, less is more, but I got it pretty much squared up, both sides, nice and pointy still. So solid edge. Let's clean this guy up. Let's get our magic eraser back out. Where'd that go? There it is. Got some tape goobers we have to get off of here. Take off any Sharpie. There's not really Sharpie left, but taking any off. Careful not to slice your finger doing this. It's really easy. Cool. Coolio Julio. So I mean, it's still a little shiny. 400 grit. It's really nice satin edge. I really like the finish of these stones. Like 400 grit sounds really rough, but it's like twice as clean as a factory edge is by far. And this thing cuts like a champ. Very aggressive. So yeah. Well, thank you all for joining me. That was fun. I haven't been doing this enough, so I'm really trying to kick myself in the ass and get going. So 2 knives done in a day is not a bad day. I just need to do that every day. So thank you all. Again, this is Tom Moore. Tom also Moore on Instagram. Hit me up there if you want to get your knife sharpened. I need work. I need more knives. I only have a few more to do. So if you have knives that want sharpened, and you want them sharpened on YouTube, I will do it. So, yeah. If you want to get your knife sharpened, I'm happy to do it. I need the work. It's all I do for money. And I don't have many left. Here's a Hinderer we did. Anyway, thank you all. Have a wonderful day.